With a look at Radio Cayman's news, I'm Dionne Anglin. There is one positive COVID-19 result to report today. The Chief Medical Officer, Dr. John Lee, reports that 180 COVID-19 tests have been carried out since this was last reported yesterday. There was one positive result. The individual is a traveler who tested positive following routine screening. That person will remain in isolation until considered recovered. The number of people in isolation, either at a government facility or in their homes as required by the Medical Officer of Health, is 714. The total number of COVID-19 vaccines administered to date is 48,665. So far, 30,068 have received at least one dose of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, with 29% having completed the two-dose course. Cayman will see 9 domestic election observers in the 2021 general election. 47 people expressed an interest in acting as an observer following a call for submissions by the governor's office this month, with its election committee chaired by Deputy Governor, the Honorable Franz Mandison, tasked with reviewing the applications.
The selection committee took their role very seriously and exercised due care and diligence in arriving at their recommendations by placing the integrity of our elections as of the utmost importance.
Due to COVID-19, the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association UK International Election Observer Mission will be conducting a virtual mission by remotely engaging with stakeholders in the Cayman Islands. His Excellency the Governor, Martin Roper, says this puts greater significance on having a team of domestic election observers on the ground.
It is extremely encouraging to receive such a great response from members of the public wanting to actively support the democratic process in the Cayman Islands. I am confident that the appointed observers will provide the independent oversight that is so vital to ensuring our elections remain free and fair. The mix of relevant experience and expertise amongst the team gives me every confidence that they will be able to perform their roles successfully and make a valuable contribution to our democracy.
The domestic election observers will be conducting their work with full independence from the Cayman Islands government. Turnout has been, quote, encouraging in this year's early voting for the April 14th general election. Details from Radio Cayman's Carsley Fuller.
Mobile voting opened last week, and the Elections Office says of the 664 approved mobile voting applications, 587 mobile voters voted. This number of votes represents about 77% of the 765 voters who utilized the service in the 2017 general election, with just over a week left for voters to apply for mobile voting. Supervisor of Elections Wesley Howell.
We are very pleased to see these voters taking advantage of the early voting options that are available to those voters who have difficulty visiting the polls on election day. So far, the process has been working exceptionally well, and I sincerely thank the elections team for their sustained efforts and dedication thus far.
The second opportunity for electors to cast their mobile votes is scheduled to take place across all 3 islands later in April. More details are available at elections.ky. Postal ballots continue to be issued to overseas voters as applications are received. As of Friday, almost 270 postal ballots had been sent to voters from all electoral districts except Cayman Brac West and Little Cayman, as no voters from those districts had requested postal ballots. Voters who are currently overseas and those with plans to travel back to Cayman over the next few weeks are encouraged to apply for postal ballots. Mobile voting is scheduled for the 10th and 11th of April for those voters who will not be able to take advantage of postal voting and will not be able to vote at the polls on election day due to quarantine restrictions. If a voter is off island or otherwise unable to visit the polls on election day, there is still time to apply for postal or mobile voting. The deadline is April 6th. Reporting for Radio Cayman News, I'm Carsley Fuller.
After a fire crews spent several days at the landfill battling a blaze, the Department of Environmental Health will be spending the next few weeks carrying out further work and control measures in an effort to prevent additional flare-ups. As a result, the DEH says they are temporarily suspending the acceptance of derelict vehicles until April 14th, and after that, drop-off will be restricted to Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Michael Harworth, Assistant Director of Solid Waste.
As long as it's not a hazard to traffic or persons, we're asking the public to be patient while we complete these exercises, and it is safe to receive derelict vehicles at the Georgetown landfill.
For more, visit deh.gov.ky or call 949-8793. In police news, officers responded to a report that members of the public had located a package containing suspected drugs on the shore off Shamrock Road, some distance west of Spots Dock on Saturday morning, March 27th. Members of the public had been on the shore when they observed a vessel that appeared to have washed onto the iron shore with extensive damage. Officers attended the location and recovered the package, which contained suspected ganja. There was also no sign that persons had gone into the water or were in distress. A search of the vessel and out to sea was conducted with assistance from the police helicopter, and no other packages were found. The vessel was subsequently removed from the location. The matter is currently under investigation. Rotary Sunrise, Water Authority and Cayman Water Company provide assistance and rally together to help hurricane-hit countries in need. Radio Cayman's Felicia Rankin-Salins has more.
Well, we all remember the storms, Eta and Iota, that were coming our way, and Cayman was lucky. But as we all remember from 2004, those things can turn out drastically different, and that is what happened in Honduras and Nicaragua, and it caused a lot of devastation.
Hendrik van Genderen, member of Rotary Sunrise and water resources engineer at the Water Authority, says it was clear to them what one of Honduras's most dire needs were.
Our Rotary Club, Rotary Sunrise, it already has connections in Honduras. We do humanitarian work in a particular area, so that's a long relation that we have there. And that is how this relief effort came about. The Rotary Club of La Ceiba, one of the primary issues in life is water and sanitation. So that is where the question came about, can we do something about water purification?
Member of Rotary Sunrise, Ramon Vallejo, spearheaded the support for Honduras.
Imagine that your entire house got basically water up to the ceiling. The contamination between one water source and the other, like drinking water and sewage and piping breaking and the destruction of that system, the water tablets are paramount because they can purify it, and as you know, without water we can't live long.
The last shipment is due to go within a week with much more than just water purification tablets.
Basically, as many types of aid as we could get a hold of with the kindness of various members of the club and the community. Building materials, A.L. Thompson was very kind in that support. You know, medical support in from the very basic painkillers, foods, non-perishable foods, tinned foods, pasta, rice, beans, sanitation stuff for hygiene, and as well as for babies and nappies and alcohol swap and wipes.
For Radio Cayman News, I'm Felicia Rankin-Salins.
A total of 1,728 bottles with 50 purification tablets each were donated. This is enough to treat 11,400 gallons of water. And a recent appreciation event honors the dedication and achievement of staff members from the Department of Public Safety Communications. More from Radio Cayman's Shanda Gallego.
The recent appreciation event highlighted the agency's major successes over the last 12 months, during which they tackled unprecedented and complex challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to providing support to the community and first response, the department played a key role in the working group responsible for the development and implementation of the phased border reopening program. Shanique Randall was awarded Telecommunicator of the Year, Jason Weeks, Team Leader of the Year, Camelia Ebanks, Dispatcher of the Year. Apollinia Lavia was recognized for the calm and controlled manner in which she managed the extraordinary dispatch following the January 2020 earthquake. She was awarded the Critical Incident Award. Chelsea Blake was awarded Excellence in Leadership Award, Alman Morgan Outstanding Competence and Commitment Award, and Trevor James Commitment to Training and Development. The Department of Public Safety Communications is comprised of specialized teams, including the Public Safety Communications Center, which processes and dispatches emergency 911 and non-emergency calls, the Electronic Monitoring Center, which is responsible for the monitoring of selected offenders, the Public Safety Radio Network, and the National CCTV Program. Shanda Gallego, Radio Cayman News.
Thank you, Shanda. That'll do it for Radio Cayman's Evening News. I'm Dionne Anglin.